The glitz and glamour of Monte Carlo, famous for two things, motorsport and money. The tiny principality of Monaco in the south of France hosted round one of the 1998 World Rally Championship. Leg one, 6 stages, took the cruise from Monte Carlo through the mountains to the town of Gap. Weather conditions are always a major factor in the Monte Carlo rally, and this year's was no different. Snow and ice lay in wait for the cruise. First to leave the start ramp outside the casino in Monte Carlo was the Mitsubishi Lancer of reigning world champion Tommi Mäkinen. Handicapped by a heavy cold, this was also Mäkinen's first event with a new co-driver.
When we have been together doing rallying together 1 week, let's say that when we came 1 week ago here we had 2 days test and then the recce period, and so all the time things looks they are going better and better, and of course we are going to get much better to each other, so I'm confident to start this season.
Mitsubishi's new car will appear later in the year, but there was another change in Monte Carlo. After some superb performances last year, Mäkinen's teammate Richard Burns will contest all 14 rounds of the championship for the first time.
Well, twice last year then I got very, very close to winning rallies. If I can win those two or another one this year, I'll be pretty happy. It'll make up for the disappointment of the RAC.
Robert, can Richard do it?
Yeah, I'm sure, as he said, there was 2 or maybe even 3 occasions when, you know, if things had gone just a little bit differently, we could have won, so it can't be so far away.
The team started fairly cautiously. After the snowy second stage, Mäkinen was 5th, while Burns was 4th.
20, K right plus long and K right.
Toyota had unveiled their 1998 car 2 weeks before the rally. A new sponsor, the main visual change, although the engineers had been busy during the winter.
What we have worked on is durability of the car, to get the systems to work properly, because we had certain problems, especially with our gear shift system and so on, which I think was new, and now we hope we have sorted it out.
Twice world champion Carlos Sainz has rejoined Toyota after a spell with Ford and Subaru. He set the fastest time on the rally's second stage and started stage 3 in second place. He was expressing caution though. After all, this was his first event in the Corolla, a car still to prove itself.
We have to be patient. Nobody knows at the moment when we would be able to win a rally. I hope soon, but we need to be a little bit patient. Myself, the team, everybody.
Sainz's teammate this year is the 1994 world champion, a Monte Carlo veteran.
What I would like is to have the possibility to drive some stage with a snow tire, because it's more fun and it's Monte Carlo.
Oriol should have taken his own advice. He was fastest on stage 1, but snow tires would have prevented this happening on stage 2.
Bad choice of tire, you know, we have a wrong information before the start of the 2 stage, and we have information of some drivers Subaru take a rain tire and one Mitsubishi also. So we say, okay, Carlos, start with a snow tire. It's maybe good to start with a rain tire, but I am alone to start with a rain tire.
To change a steering rack normally takes about 15 minutes. Are they going to have time?
We have 20.
The damage caused when the car touched the bank meant the Toyota mechanics had a busy start to the season. In the end, the work was carried out, but Oriol picked up a time penalty for his late departure from the service area.
It's a very, very difficult rack to change. We're still modifying the design to make these things more workable. At the moment, he's probably lost 30 seconds there just now, late out. It's just very hard to get the rack out. It's quite a small car.
Subaru's Colin McRae missed out on last year's world title by just a single point. He's retired twice on the Monte Carlo rally, not one of his favourite events.
If it's bad weather, like it's going to be for sure somewhere along the route. If you go out with it in mind to try and win, then I think that's when you make a mistake, and you can very easy to slide off the road. So really just start and go for a good solid result and see what happens.
For me, it's the compromise, because the Monte Carlo is difficult rally, it's difficult for the season, the tires.
Piero Liati won in Monte Carlo last year and contests every round of this year's championship. He and co-driver Fabrizia Pons took the lead after Oriol's problems on stage 2.
in sinistra 5 acqua, 80, indosso sinistro 250.
Colin McRae and Nicky Grist were determined not to repeat their retirement of last year. Their only drama was a high-speed spin on stage 4. They, however, couldn't match the pace of their teammates and spent much of the day in 5th place. The 4th team to contest the Manufacturers' Championship in 1998 is Ford. They revealed a new-look car and a new-look team 2 days before the rally started. 4 times world champion Juha Kankkunen's now the team leader, although he had a frustrating start to the season. A misted-up windscreen was just one of a series of small problems on day 1.
Okay, let's start. The new team, new car, it's kind of challenge, you know, what you would like to work with, you know, and get the car right and things like that. And I will tell you then when I'm too old to drive, you will see it then also from the results.
The second escort will be crewed this year by Bruno Thierry and Stefan Prevost. Thierry's delighted to be back in the Ford team, although admits there are a couple of rallies in the series which are new to him.
Kenya and Indonesia will be new for us, and of course it will be difficult for them. But we will see. Although we did all the rallies last year, I think, and we were competitive everywhere. We have to do the same this year.
Stefan, you're in Bruno's hands as to what happens this year. How much of a role can you play in what happens to you in the competitions, whether you win or not?
For sure, we try. We have quite a lot of experience on the asphalt rally like Catalonia or Corsica. We know them very well. Bruno is fast as well on gravel. He has a lot of experience on the World Rally Championship, so I think it should be okay for us, and for sure we will try 100% to have minimum one win this year.
The sole representative, he'd end leg 1 in 11th place overall. Despite the handicaps of an injured wrist and only 2-wheel drive, the Peugeot 306 of Gilles Panizzi set the fastest time on the snowy second stage. But it was his teammate Francois Delacour who led F2 at the end of the first day, in 10th place, just ahead of Rovanperä. 9th was the leading privateer, Hendrik Lundgaard. The Danish driver finished 6th last year and had high hopes of improving on that result. As day became night, the temperature dropped. Of the 5 stages run so far, the fastest time on 3 of them had been set by Tommi Mäkinen, who'd moved into the lead on stage 4. He and Risto Männisen-Mäki were also quickest on the last stage of the day, although it caused problems for several of the chasing pack.
Slippy maybe, K left plus.
Attention étroit maison, attention gauche 60 glissant, piège. Sinon gauche 60 glissant. Oh putain.
That collision with a house cost Oriol and Denis Giraudet around 17 minutes. The damage to the Toyota steering can clearly be seen on the left of the car as Oriol drives away.
Tommy, another incredible time on that last stage. Where did you get it from?
I took quite big risk before the stage. I choose tarmac tire and all the others choose ice tire with the spikes. And first 7-8 kilometers was absolutely slippy. That's so rough ice that my tire was still working a little bit. And then some part was complete dry and I could come very fast in there. That of course very, very dangerous tire choice and risk was maybe a bit too much.
Mäkinen's lead after leg 1 was just under 1 minute 9 seconds, with Sainz, Liati and Burns within 34 seconds of each other. For the first time, this year's World Championship will be timed to tenths of seconds, an indication of just how close the competition's become. Day 2, the longest day. The crews would be on the road for around 16 hours, yet tackle only 7 stages. Those 7 stages would take the cars back to Monte Carlo over more icy climbs and descents, which would be treacherous on the wrong tyres. Stage 7, the first of the day.
Kapenee heti oikeari +3. Helppo vasen 2.
I think we had a little bit two kind of information. Our own information a bit earlier in the morning from our gravel ice note crew, and then we got some final information from Michelin, and it was a bit wrong tire choice with us, and some left-right, which was a bit more slippy and narrow place, and just slide off, and we hit the front the wall, and we dropped down 10 meters.
But Mäkinen wasn't the only driver to retire on that stage. Henrik Lundgaard also crashed on stage 7, and he too was out. Carlos Sainz was now the new leader. An inspired tyre choice on that first stage saw Sainz and co-driver Lewis Moyer take around 6 seconds per kilometre off Burns, Liati and McRae. They'd paid the penalty for running wider tyres.
This next stage at Sisteron, what information have you got?
Oh, it's a little bit wet and icy at the first 11 Ks. Then it gets to more snow, and then it's full snow almost to the end. So it's very mixed, difficult condition there.
But it's changing all the time. The sun's out here, but on the other side of the mountain it's actually snowing now. So there's actually more snow on one side and coming less on this side. So.
Tyres, therefore, were on everyone's minds once again.
What tyre will you go with?
Top secret.
It was no secret that Kankinen had shared Sainz's tyre choice on stage 7, which meant he'd leapt from 6th to 2nd on that stage.
Flat right 100.
On Sisteron, never one of Kankinen's favourites, he set the fastest time to close the gap on Sainz to a little over a minute. Bruno Thierry could only manage 5th fastest, over 30 seconds slower than his team leader. Sainz's intercom failed on the Sisteron stage. The longest stage of the rally wasn't the place to discover how to use hand signals. Sisteron had played a key role in Piero Liati's victory last year, but in 1998 it was very different. The roll only cost around 30 seconds, and the damage was fixed at the next service area. Liati and Pons going on to end the day in 5th place. The undisputed star of Sisteron, though, was Kankinen.
Went with the snow tire, that flew these tracks, and then I tried to be a bit careful beginning because that was dry tarmac, and then it went to the snow, and then worked well this time. First time in the history I managed to do Sisteron without any problems.
Blessed, the 3 right tightens line.
Colin McRae, meanwhile, ended leg 2 in 4th place.
Right and left, and 3 right opens. And 6 left, into 5 left, into 3 left, minus tightens. And 3 right opens. And 6 left opens and tightens. And long 2 right. Into 3 left, plus opens. Into 6 left, and 6 right. And 6 right, don't cut, 50. 5 right of a bump, 50. Slow 3 right, opens.
Richard Burns and Robert Reid were in 3rd place at the end of the leg. They were delighted. This was, after all, their first Monte Carlo rally.
100. Slight left, 80. Fast right. 70. Flat right, 30. Easy left, plus 60. Hairpin right, don't cut.
Didier Auriol knew that a good result was now all but impossible, but still set the fastest time on one of the day's stages. Toyota, though, were ecstatic. Sainz had a commanding lead on the first event he'd entered for his new team, which was only the car's 2nd ever all-tarmac rally. Quickest over the 16 kilometres was the Ford Escort of Bruno Thierry, not known for his speed on snow.
Glace. Ferme 30 plus tard. Glace. Lion gauche 30 verglas.
since this afternoon, we try to get a good setting with the suspension. For example, yesterday I had no feeling at all with the car. I had to take caution on every corner, and even when it was tricky, but okay, at least now the car is going well. The 2-3 last stage we did some good time, and now it's very tight because we are 4 cars in 20 seconds, and tomorrow will be again a long day.
The identical car of Juha Kankkunen and Juha Repo returned to Monaco in 2nd place. But the Toyota Corolla of Carlos Sainz still led. Many observers were amazed at how quickly Sainz had adapted to the new car.
In your wildest dreams, though, did you think that on the first rally for Toyota you would be so successful so far?
The rally is not finished. Look, yesterday I was Tommy leading comfortable. Any mistake can come any moment. The rally is not over. Anything can happen tomorrow, and we should keep our concentration, and still is a lot of difficult stages. Tomorrow, the last one is 31 kilometers. It used to be very, very difficult stage in the past with some ice, everything. So still everything is possible.
55.3 seconds Sainz's lead, although there was now a real fight developing for 3rd place. Burns, McRae, Liati and Thierry were only 18 seconds apart. Leg 3's 5 stages were in the mountains close to Monte Carlo and involved the earliest start, 6:15 a.m. Kankkunen was only too aware that 55 seconds was a lot to make up, but that didn't stop him trying.
50 medium right and long medium left sumpboard. 150. Keep right flat left over bump 50. Long easy left 40. Rest to K left, keep in and hairpin right.
In the early light of dawn, the temperature was still well below freezing. On the opening stage, Bruno Thierry once again set the fastest time, closing the gap on 5th place to 5.6 seconds.
Droite 30 gauche 35 plus trace. Ouvre 30 plus trace, droite 30 glisse. Droite 30 glisse.
By mid-morning, his teammate was admitting defeat.
2 more stages to go. Is there anything you can do, or are you just going to hang on to 2nd?
Not to Carlos, but you know, I had to just try to stay ahead of Subaru. They are going very fast.
In the battle for 3rd, Richard Burns dropped 7 seconds on the day's 1st stage, but it was enough to cost him 2 places, and he fell behind Liati and McRae.
Into left tightens to 3 left plus opens. 70. 74 right.
Are you going to be able to get 3rd?
We'll see. One stage it goes very well and the other one not so well.
At the split on Col de Torini, I was fastest when it was all ice up to the Col, and then from downhill I lost it from there. So that's just knowledge of the stages, really.
So would 3rd place be a good finish for you?
Yes, this moment, yes.
Didier Auriol set the fastest time on 2 of the day's stages. Without the 17 minutes he'd lost on day 1, he'd have been another challenging for that 3rd place. But Toyota weren't disappointed. Sainz could afford to cruise through the last pair of stages and still win easily. This he duly did, giving the Corolla World Rally car its first victory on a World Championship event and the team its first win since Corsica 1995.
I think we have to be realistic about this win, and I think this win is the win of the driver. I mean, it's the experience and his ice note crew, and I think we have to be realistic. We have to see, yes, the car is good, but I think this is a driver performance more than a car performance.
This was Sainz's 3rd win on the Monte Carlo rally. He and Kankkunen now share the record for the number of rally victories, although those facts seemed unimportant. For the team, this was simply the perfect way to start the season.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How could you concentrate this morning knowing you were so close to the win?
It is very difficult. I said to Carlos that for me I prefer when it's much more tight, because it's difficult to know which speed you should drive. You think you're driving too fast, then you think you're driving too slow. It's difficult, and the people behind, they have nothing to lose, so they start to catch up, and you never know what to do.
In all the wins you've had, and you've now had 21, which equals Juha's record, how does this rate?
Well, 21 it's a very important number, but I think important is to start winning the season, to win 3rd time Monte Carlo rallies. the most important rally of the year. It's a mythic rally, and everybody likes to win here, for sure.
To the two Subarus in the fight for third. Despite setting the second fastest time on stage 17, Burns would have to settle for 5th place.
Flat left, 50 braking, easy left middle, 30 slow, medium left long, long, 20 dark, K right plus long, tightens maybe, 50, K right long, narrow, 30, slow, K right narrows.
That left an all-Subaru battle for third. Piero Liati's hopes of repeating his 1997 win had been dashed, but he now faced the challenge of his teammate McRae. Liati and Fabrizio Pons set the fastest time on stage 16. They'd leapt from 5th place to 3rd in 2 stages, and now only 2 more remained. But McRae and Nicky Grist had other ideas. They squeezed past Liati on the penultimate stage and started the last with an advantage of less than a second. They then stormed through the stage to set the fastest time and so claimed 3rd place and an extra championship point. The relief on McRae's face was clear to see, as was the reaction of his Italian colleagues. The Formula 2 battle was won by Gilles Panizzi, who finished 9th. But the next time Panizzi and Delacour will appear in the championship will be on the dry tarmac of Catalunya in April. Group N, the production car class, was won by Manfred Stoll, who finished 15th in a Mitsubishi, the first time he'd won the category on a round of the World Championship. Confirmation of the first result of the 1998 season. Victory going to Sainz and Toyota, with Kankkunen, McRae, Liati, Burns and Thierry completing the top 6. Oriol, incidentally, finished 14th. Just as in Formula 1, championship points are awarded to the first 6 finishers. So Sainz gets 10 points and now has a 4-point lead over Kankkunen, while Thierry gets a single point for finishing 6th. Toyota take an early lead in the Manufacturers Series. Ford's 2nd and 6th places mean they have 7 points, as do Subaru, with a 3rd and a 4th. Champagne for Sainz and Moya, but already thoughts were starting to turn towards round 2, the international Swedish rally. For last year's winner, Kenneth Eriksson, it'll be his final event for Subaru before he joins Hyundai, who'd bet against him ending his association with the team with another victory.